Strange lights in the sky aren't as rare as you might think. Every time one appears, people lose their minds. Whispers of UFOs, secret government projects, or something straight out of the Pacific Rim movie spread like wildfire. And while science can explain most of them, well, they remain a complete mystery. From eerie floating rings to blood-red flashes that look like the sky itself is bleeding, here are 15 mysterious lights in the sky that will blow your little mind. Let's start off with number 15, the fiery lights of Sunnyburn. Autumn nights in Pennsylvania are usually crisp and quiet, but in 1919, the town of Sunnyburn got an unexpected light show. It started with flashes of sheet lightning, which wasn't too weird. But 3 minutes later, things took a turn. A fiery orb, as bright as a car's headlight, appeared out of nowhere, hovering in eerie silence. Within seconds, it shattered into smaller lights before fading completely. Then, as if the sky itself had a schedule, the whole thing happened again every 5 minutes. People scrambled for explanations. Some thought it had something to do with the nearby power plant, but nothing unusual was reported there. The more superstitious saw it as a bad omen, maybe a warning of another war on the horizon, and this wasn't even the first time. Reports of similar lights had surfaced over the summer, yet no one could explain them. Whatever was behind the fiery orbs of Sunnyburn, one thing's for sure: they burned their way into local legend. Number 14, the Phantom Zeppelin of Sunbury. By 1916, the world was on edge. War was raging in Europe, and people feared that German Zeppelins could strike at any moment. So, when a mysterious light appeared in the night sky over Sunbury, Pennsylvania, the town panicked. Could it be a German airship scouting the area? Was the war coming to their doorstep? Local newspapers were quick to jump on the story, speculating about the Kaiser's grand plans. But some reporters couldn't resist a joke. "With all due respect to Sunbury," one wrote, "why on earth would the Kaiser target us instead of a major city?" And let's be honest, it was a pretty fair point. Despite the humor, the light itself remained a mystery. Was it an experimental aircraft, a weather balloon, or just a case of mass hysteria fueled by wartime paranoia? Well, whatever it was on Earth, the eerie glow in the Pennsylvania sky left its mark. Another unexplained story that kept Sunbury looking up. Number 13, the eerie UFO-like ring over Italy. One night over Posagno, Italy, the sky flashed red for just a fraction of a second, long enough for sharp-eyed observers to catch a glimpse of something massive. A glowing halo, bright and blood red, appeared and disappeared before anyone could fully process what they had just seen. At first glance, it looked like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, an enormous flying saucer hovering in the clouds. But this bizarre ring wasn't the work of extraterrestrials. It was an ELV, a rare atmospheric phenomenon triggered by powerful lightning strikes. When an electromagnetic pulse from lightning interacts with Earth's ionosphere, the charged layer of the atmosphere 50 to 400 miles above us, it excites nitrogen atoms, creating these ghostly red disks. The wild part? This particular ELV wasn't even above Posagno. It actually formed 175 miles away during a violent thunderstorm, but an optical illusion made it seem like it was floating directly overhead. Number 12, the sky's hidden geometry, halos, arcs, and eyelids. Mother Nature loves a good light show, but sometimes she outdoes herself. A striking photograph captured by an astronomer at Queen's University, Belfast, revealed one of the most breathtaking celestial spectacles ever recorded: a sun encircled by glowing halos, arcs, and dazzling rings of light. This optical illusion happens when sunlight interacts with tiny hexagonal ice crystals floating in the upper atmosphere. These crystals act like prisms, bending and refracting the light into intricate, perfectly aligned patterns. The image captured a 22-degree halo, a large glowing ring around the sun, flanked by two bright sundogs, rainbow-colored patches of light that hover on either side. But that wasn't all. A parhelic circle sliced through the scene, while circumscribed halos and supralateral arcs, stacked above and below, formed what looked like luminous eyelids staring down from the heavens. Seeing just one of these wonders is rare. Seeing all of them at once? Practically unheard of. What do you say, guys, about it? Number 11. The mysterious blue blobs from space. Floating high above Earth, the International Space Station captures some of the most stunning views imaginable. But in one particular shot, something looked off. Two massive, glowing blue blobs loomed over the planet as if some cosmic entity had left fingerprints on the sky. At first glance, they seemed identical, but these two blobs were actually completely unrelated. The lower one was caused by a giant lightning strike, which lit up the clouds in a perfect circular ring. This happens when lightning flashes in an area with a hole in the cloud cover, making the light spread outward in a surreal, glowing ripple. The upper blob? That was the moon's doing. At the exact moment the ISS snapped the photo, moonlight passed through Earth's atmosphere at just the right angle, scattering into a soft, hazy blue glow. The result? A breathtaking cosmic illusion. Number 10. The Babylon Light, 1898. Spring of 1898, Babylon, New York, an otherwise peaceful night suddenly turned eerie when an unexplainable light appeared in the sky. At exactly 8:45 p.m., residents spotted a strange, glowing object drifting southward. It wasn't a simple shooting star. This thing lingered, shifting in and out of view, almost like it was watching. People scrambled for explanations. Some tied it to the tensions of the time. War was on the horizon, and the world was on edge. Could it be some kind of experimental military craft? Others pointed to airships, but there was a problem. Those made noise, and this thing floated in eerie silence. No one could agree on what it was, and unlike the Northern Lights, something familiar to some, this glow had no known explanation. Number 9. The San Jose Airship, 1896. San Jose, California, wasn't exactly known for UFO sightings until November 1896. That's when something eerie streaked across the sky, leaving the town in a frenzy. The San Francisco Call described it best. It flitted over San Jose, sparking wild speculation among witnesses. Some saw just a strange glowing light darting across the night sky, but others claimed it was something bigger, an airship, complete with flapping wings that didn't move like a bird's but with a bizarre mechanical motion. And dangling below it, a glowing red orb, casting an eerie light over the landscape. Then, out of nowhere, former Attorney General W.H.H. Hart stepped in, claiming he knew what it was. A revolutionary flying machine built by an inventor in Cuba. He even promised a public demonstration. But guess what? That never happened. The sighting faded into obscurity. Number 8. Stunning Steve. In early 2023, South Dakota's night sky put on a show that stunned even seasoned stargazers. A breathtaking purple streak appeared overhead, shimmering like a cosmic ribbon. Scientists call it Steve, or Strong Thermal Emission Velocity Enhancement. But let's be honest, that name doesn't do justice to how insane this thing looks. Unlike the usual greens and blues of the Northern Lights, Steve is a whole different beast. It's caused by scorching hot plasma flowing through Earth's magnetic field during solar storms, creating a steady glowing arc that can last up to an hour. And unlike traditional auroras that dance across the sky, Steve just holds its ground, radiating an eerie violet hue. Sometimes it even gets streaks of green, forming what looks like a ghostly picket fence in the sky. Scientists are still unraveling its mysteries. Why does it form so far from the poles? What exactly fuels its eerie glow? For now, Steve remains one of Earth's strangest, most beautiful sky phenomena, a celestial enigma blending science and wonder. Number 7. The Michigan Phantom Light. Late summer 1903, Marquette, Michigan. The quiet night was shattered by a brilliant light that appeared directly overhead, slowly circling the city. Unlike a shooting star or meteor, this glow lingered, pulsating as if it were scanning the landscape. Then, just as mysteriously as it arrived, it drifted toward the horizon and vanished. People were rattled. Some thought it was an unusual display of the northern lights, but something didn't add up. Auroras don't typically move with such precision. Then came another shock. 15 miles away in Ishpeming, another group reported seeing the same thing. Whatever it wasn't just localized to one town. Local newspapers noted the unease spreading through Marquette, describing the event as a source of considerable anxiety. But with no official follow-ups, no explanations, and no repeat sightings, the mysterious Michigan light faded into history, just another unexplained entry in the long list of celestial oddities. Number 6. The Strange Dance of Ball Lightning. If you expect the unexpected, then nothing is unexpected. That saying perfectly captures the bizarre nature of ball lightning, a phenomenon so strange, it still baffles scientists today. Unlike a typical lightning strike, which vanishes in a flash, ball lightning lingers, floating eerily in the air for up to a full minute. These glowing orbs, sometimes as small as a baseball, sometimes nearly a meter wide, have been seen darting unpredictably, hovering motionless, or even exploding without warning. But the weirdest part? Some reports claim ball lightning has entered houses, slipping through windows, chimneys, or even walls like some kind of electrical ghost. It defies everything we understand about physics, making it one of the most elusive atmospheric mysteries out there. Despite centuries of sightings, ball lightning remains nearly impossible to study, appearing randomly and disappearing just as quickly. Mother Nature can do anything. Number 5. The Ethereal Whirlpool of Light. Alaska's skies are famous for the northern lights, but in April 2023, something even stranger stole the show. A massive, swirling blue spiral that looked like a portal to another dimension. This eerie whirlpool of light wasn't the work of aliens, but rather a surprising byproduct of human activity, a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launch. Here's what happened. As the rocket's second stage spun rapidly in the upper atmosphere, it released frozen fuel into the sky. The fuel crystals, high above Earth, caught the sunlight and scattered it, forming a glowing, perfectly symmetrical spiral that slowly faded as the fuel dispersed. This wasn't the first time a SpaceX spiral appeared. Similar events have been recorded over Hawaii. And with the growing number of rocket launches, these ghostly blue swirls might become a more common sight. They may be man-made, but they add an otherworldly twist to our night sky, making even the most seasoned stargazers do a double take. Number 4. The Blood-Red Arc of Scandinavia. A fiery red band stretched across the skies of Scandinavia, leaving onlookers speechless. Unlike the usual shimmering greens and purples of the northern lights, this was something entirely different. Scientists call it a stable auroral red arc, or SAR. But don't let the name fool you. It's neither stable nor a traditional aurora. So, what caused it? SARs form when Earth's ring current system, a giant loop of electric current encircling our planet, superheats oxygen molecules in the upper atmosphere. This extreme energy release creates a deep, eerie red glow that stands in stark contrast to the dancing waves of a regular aurora. This particular SAR was the result of a powerful solar storm that temporarily disrupted Earth's magnetic field. Unlike traditional auroras, which react to solar wind hitting our atmosphere, SARs are fueled by trapped energy deep within Earth's own magnetosphere. Their fleeting, almost haunting appearance is a reminder of the invisible forces shaping our skies. Number 3. The Phoenix Mystery Light. On a warm summer night in 1909, Phoenix, Arizona, became home to one of the strangest sky sightings of its time. Just before 8 p.m., witnesses saw a glowing light in the northeastern sky, described as a flickering will-o'-the-wisp. The light swayed gently before going completely still, hovering in place for nearly 6 minutes before disappearing without a trace. Theories ran wild. Some believed it was a comet or asteroid momentarily caught in Earth's atmosphere, like a cosmic bug tangled in a spider's web. Others leaned toward something more mystical, even claiming it could be the Star of Bethlehem, making a dramatic return. Astronomers quickly shut that theory down. A local newspaper took a lighter approach, joking that the mysterious light might belong to a stranded aeronaut whose airship had crashed into a cactus, leaving them dangling in the desert winds. While we may never know the real cause, this strange glow remains one of Arizona's earliest and most puzzling sky phenomena. Number 2, the Chicago Sky Mystery. Chicago has always been a city of lights, but in 1901, one particular glow had people freaking out. A strange, bright light pierced through the city's signature smog, baffling anyone who looked up. Even the San Francisco Call poked fun at it, joking, "The real miracle here is seeing anything through Chicago's smoke." But this was no laughing matter. This light was unlike anything people had seen before. What made it weird? No one could agree on what it was. Some swore it moved, others said it remained still. And in an era when gas lamps still lit the streets, spotting something so powerful in the sky was unsettling. Was it a prototype of some new electrical wonder? A bizarre atmospheric illusion? Or was something hovering above the city, unnoticed by anyone except those who happened to look up at just the right moment? No official explanation ever surfaced, and Chicago's smoky skies kept their secret. But for those who witnessed it, that eerie glow remains an unsolved mystery that refuses to fade. Number 1. Tulsa's Green Fireball, 1921. A quiet spring night in Tulsa, Oklahoma was shattered when a massive green ball of light appeared in the sky, glowing like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Around 11 p.m., locals watched in awe as the strange orb hovered for a solid 15 minutes before fading away like it had never been there. Phones rang off the hook at newspaper offices. People needed answers. Was it a meteor? Some thought so, but fireballs usually streak across the sky, not hang there, glowing like an eerie street lamp in the heavens. Others blamed swamp gas. But let's be real. Swamp gas doesn't hover dramatically in the sky over a bustling city. Modern scientists lean toward the theory of an especially bright meteor, but at the time, no one had a clue. Well, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.